What's up, fellas? It's your main man back on the scene with another video. This one's for all you suckers and simps, white knights, trying to save the lovely ladies because you think they are the fairer sex.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Nothing could be further from the truth. These women are straight predatory. We're going to check out this story about this scammer, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. So let's do it.
Hi folks, the Filipina P here, and today I've got an incredible story about a very prolific scammer. A young Japanese woman who not only managed to take $2 million from unsuspecting men, but actually sold her strategy as a guide for other aspiring scammers to follow, which ultimately led to her arrest. But this is more than just a fascinating case. It's also a cautionary tale for all you guys out there. And when you see exactly how she did it, you might recognize some of the same tactics being used by the woman you're talking to. And even if you think you're immune to scams like this, think again. You might just be the perfect target.
Yeah, all you suckers and simps, perfect targets. Let's check this out.
Whenever I do a video like this, I invariably get comments that say, P, why are you telling women how to pull off the perfect scam? Just shut up about it. And while I can see your point, I think the potential benefits far outweigh the risk. First of all, my audience is 94% male.
Which is stupid, because chicks that want to scam, they already know. Before this video came out, they already had the information.
So for every 100 people that watch it, only 6 are women. The rest are guys that can use this info to defend themselves.
That's dudes thinking that women are the fairer sex.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Like they're innocent, they can't do no wrong, sugar and spice and everything nice. Nah, it's not real, Bryce. It's not real, brothers.
Secondly, if a woman wants to become a more effective scammer, this strategy is already out there and it's pretty easy to find. So the women that are hell-bent on separating you from your money probably already know about it. It's kind of like if I made a video about the weak spots in a country's infrastructure that are at risk from terrorist attack. I doubt I'd be giving a dedicated terrorist any ideas they hadn't already thought of. But maybe I'd open the eyes of people who can figure out a way to defend against them before disaster strikes. And that's the same thing I'm trying to do here. So let's hear her story, and then I'm going to dissect her strategy point by point. There's a really good video about this case that I've used clips and info from, by a channel called Japan Analytics. It's a really well done piece, and I think you'd enjoy it. I've left the link in the description box if you want to check it out. So now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna link her video in the description box, and I guess from there you can check out, watch her video without my interruptions, and check out the other video she's talking about. We're gonna watch a little bit of this, and then we're gonna check out the article.
Meet Mai Watanabe, a young woman in her early 20s who used to be a simple student with a part-time job. Over the course of 4 years, she managed to perfect her scams and ended up receiving about $2 million from her victims. She might have gotten away with it too, except for her need for public attention. Scammers usually avoid the limelight, but not Mai, which ultimately led to her making 2 fatal mistakes. Not satisfied with her growing pile of cash, Mai decided to write a manual that detailed her strategy and sell it on social media to women who wanted to reproduce her lavish lifestyle. The manual cost $300, and she claims to have sold over 2,000 copies of it. She even offered one-on-one paid consultations for an extra fee. Then she decided it'd be a good idea to appear on the channel of a popular Japanese podcaster, where she openly discussed her methods and even showed her ill-gotten gains on camera. The interviewer asked if she'd paid any taxes on it, to which she replied that she hadn't even given it a thought. Meanwhile, one of her students that had purchased and used her manual was accused of scamming, and when the authorities looked on her phone, they found Mai's manual, which led them
That's all it takes. That one person get caught, and then the house of cards fall.
right to her door. Once she was arrested and appeared on the news, many of her victims recognized her and pressed charges, which sealed her fate. The court case against Mai is currently ongoing.
This is some new stuff. Back in the day, the criminal element didn't want to be known. But then it seemed like, remember like John Gotti wanted to be in the limelight, and what's that dude, Nicky Barnes? Like, dudes wanted to be seen. What's the guy that just got arrested for Tupac's, Keefe D? He bragging. Man, I don't get it.
But a resolution is expected soon. Mai was obviously young and in many ways naive, which led to her downfall. But what if she'd just kept her mouth shut? Can you imagine how much money she could have ended up with? So what was this method of hers, and why is it so effective? Well, let's take a look, and while I'm explaining it, See if you can recognize any of the tactics that might have been used on you. According to Mai, one of the most important steps to achieving success in the scamming game is to choose the right target. You don't want to waste.
Yeah, that's you suckers and simps. You come off like a sucker and simp, they're gonna try you. Captain Save a Ho.
Your time on guys that will never produce. That means no broke guys or guys that talk about being saddled with debt. She looks for men that are lonely and isolated, who don't have many dating options in their lives, and especially men that feel they have a purpose in life. She says to stay away from alpha chads and men who appear to be players.
You hear that, guys? Stay away from the alpha type dudes, because they're not having it. That's how you suckers and simps get played out. Because you want to save the hoes. They're not interested in that. See, the dudes that she said don't to stay away from, they don't give a damn about chicks. That shit, it works though. It shouldn't, but it does.
And avoid guys that talk about themselves a lot or show narcissistic tendencies because they're a lot harder to scam. A scammer should also avoid guys with lots of friends, men who have fulfilling hobbies, or guys who are deeply involved with their families.
Exactly. The problem with that is iron sharpens iron. It's like your main mans and them, they're going to tell you when you're not right. You know, they dealing with a chick, yo, bro, that chick ain't right, man. See, the fellas are going to tell you that. But if you're a loner, you have no one to keep you on the path.
In other words, go for the weak animal that's separated from the rest of the herd. Men who are a little older, maybe
weak.
Divorced, without a lot of family ties. Men who spent their lives working and providing for others.
Just listen to what she said. If you're sending chicks money and that ain't your girl, you're weak. That's what they think about you.
Who might feel they lack a clear purpose in life without anyone to protect. Guys who are thinking of giving another relationship a try, but don't see any good prospects, so they start reaching out to women online. If any of this sounds familiar, just know that you're the ones that scammers are looking for. But how do they actually get your money? Well, that brings us to step number 2. They have to gain your trust. One of Mai's guiding principles states that if a man doesn't trust you, he's never gonna give you money.
We don't love them hoes. We about the dough. M.O.B. See, the rappers told you the truth back in the day. But most of you didn't listen. That's why I do that series. They tried to teach you game back in the day, but you didn't listen. Because the rappers told you. I mean, they called them misogynistic and all that old BS. No. They were telling you the truth. See, the whole apocalypse hit the black community, or the community first. Then the infestation, as all zombie infestations do, spread out. So back then, rappers were just reporting what was going on. You know, you would think you're on a date with a chick, you go back to her house, there's like 3 dudes in the house waiting for you to rob you. You gotta recognize games, guys, man. Get on it.
Instead of just asking for money like a low-tier novice scammer, you have to take your time to build a fake relationship. Mai says to message a guy incessantly and insert yourself into his life. Text him first thing every morning, throughout the day, and always say,
I don't do the texting things. For me, that's a fast way to get on my bad side. All that texting and stuff, no. I don't, it's annoying to me. And after watching all these videos of what's going on with some of these guys, these chicks screenshotting stuff, they're in the courtroom. Nah, no texting, sorry. I'm not sliding your DMs. I'm not doing none of that.
Say goodnight. You have to make him believe that you mean something to them. Start making him feel like he's the one. You also want to learn as much as you can about him. What's his favorite food? What TV shows does he like? What is he looking for? If you can make him think you really care, he'll slowly start to trust you. And that's a big step towards getting into his wallet. Now, any of you that have talked to Filipinas will think they recognize this step. The intense day and night communications, the sudden interest in your life. But with Filipinas, this is a natural thing, even if you're talking to a good woman. So it'll be really difficult to see this behavior as a red flag. Yet. But let's keep going, because now it's finally time to go for the goodies. And here's the part of the strategy that separates the newbies from the pros. Mai says to suddenly cut off all communications with the guy for 2 or 3 days.
See that right? That passive-aggressive stuff? Cut her loose. Don't keep texting her. You send her a text, let her respond. Don't play the game. This is a power move. Again, this is passive-aggressive. She's trying to gain control.
The man will start frantically texting, but don't answer him or even read his messages. Let him become concerned about you. And when you finally respond, make sure you've come up with a story that puts you in danger. It could be a medical emergency. It could be an abusive boyfriend. It could be an imminent eviction from your apartment. But whatever it is, it should be.
Yeah, I was on some app. There was some chick in the Philippines asked for money, and I was like, no, 'cause I haven't met you. I haven't spent any time with you. I'm not helping you. Can't do it. I don't send money to women I never met. That's like a golden rule. That's not your girl. Why are you helping her? And if you don't get no ass, you don't send no cash. Come on, man. There's rules to the game.
Something that can be solved with money. When you finally respond to the guy, tell him you've been too embarrassed to talk to him because you've gotten yourself into trouble. Don't give details and do not ask for money. Pretend you're really hesitant to discuss it and let the guy drag the information out of you, one little piece at a time.
So that's that Captain Sabo. You're like, you ask her, what's going on, baby? Oh, there's nothing wrong. And then you're pressing. What's wrong? I gotta help her. I gotta help. No. She comes with this passive aggressive stuff. Hey, what's wrong, baby? Oh, no. All right, well, look, I'm about to get back to my video games. I'm gonna hit you back later.
Once you've explained your fake situation,
that's how you handle that.
A guy's natural instinct is to come to the rescue. But you have to let him think it's his idea to fix it. Men are natural problem solvers, so just let him do what they do best. But even once money is offered, my advice is a scammer to say no the first time. Just let the guy insist, and then finally give in and take it. From the man's point of view, you never ask for any help, so his radar doesn't even pick up the deception, but the result is the same. So at this point, a lot of you folks are thinking back to conversations you've had with Filipinas and wondering why this sounds so familiar. Was it?
So the difference is, again, if you never met her, you gotta be straight up with these chicks. Look, I never seen you in person. I can't send you money. I can't do it. You cannot be afraid to lose a woman, and that's what it gets you suckers at. You're scared, but then if I don't help her, she's not gonna talk to me. So what? You don't know her. You ain't losing her. You ain't never got the booty. You ain't gonna get the booty anyway. What's the problem? Let her go.
Just a strategy? Was it a ploy? Well, once again, it's not uncommon for a Filipina to be in financial difficulty. It can be hard to tell. But the tactic of cutting communications, not wanting to talk about her big problem, and initially refusing your money should raise some alarm bells, as these are the methods of an advanced scammer. What you should do at this point is to offer common sense solutions to her issue, but never offer financial assistance.
Exactly. We're going to cut that off right there. Don't send no money. No honey, no money. Let's check this article out because it goes a little bit into detail. Scroll down a little bit. I'm going to skip all this because Filipina P gave that info. This right here tells the tale of how she ended up where she is. So let's check this out. So why did Mai resort to this? And interestingly, why did she fail to save any of the money that she received? Apparently, when she was 19, she was just an average university student, but she started going to host clubs. In order to keep up with her nightly addiction, she turned to night work herself. I don't think any information out there is clear on exactly what that means. Could range from prostitution to hostess work. Most likely she was a hooker, allegedly. But that wasn't enough. I wrote about this in a separate article on how women can be lured into becoming regular customers to these places and in some instances have to sell their bodies to pay off debt. Most likely she was a hooker. No one knows Mai's exact situation, but whatever it is, she fell in love with one of the hosts. That host, Hiroshi, also had his own YouTube channel where he openly admits to knowing where Mai's money was coming from and also how he was manipulating her. So it's probably the lover boy method.
Anybody can control a woman's body, see? But the key is to control her mind.
He bought a fish-shaped kettle to serve her alcohol in and charged her $65,000 for the service. Mai would sometimes spend $40,000 a night at this place, earning her the name Mother Teresa at the club. At the end of the day, Mai was being emotionally controlled by Hiroshi, but she also voluntarily went to his club in the beginning. So it's the bottom line. It's on her, man. Yeah, he's a slime ball most likely, but she willingly got herself into that.
A woman who's a player herself wants to be played, has to be played, needs to be played.
To keep up this lifestyle, feeling like she was loved by somebody, the lover boy method, she turned to the exact methods of cruel exploitation that were being used on her. In the end, she lost everything. Yeah, hoes and flows, man. So that's the tale of a young hooker scamming you simps and suckers. You guys got to be aware of this stuff, man. There was a guy I used to see at the gym before the bearded bug of unknown origin. And I had just came back from the Philippines. And he was talking about, yeah, man, how is it down there? I said, hey, it's pretty nice, man. Everybody speaks English and all that. And he was like, yeah, man, my man had sent this chick like $5,000. And then she disappeared. I was like, did he ever meet her? He's like, no, man. He was laughing. He said, nah, man. He's like, he never even seen the chick on video. I'm like, oh my God. Simping. We got to stop this stuff, man. That's why I keep saying there needs to be a rites of passage for men. Learn how to build wealth, deal with the ladies, just life in general. We need that. Guys sitting on a couch playing video games, or like, get the hell out the house, man. And most of our fathers don't do us any type of justice, man. Because my father didn't teach me anything about chicks, man. I had to learn the hard way. Like my uncle, my cousin, they told me how to get chicks, but they didn't tell me what to expect afterwards. This is why we need rites of passage, especially since feminism came along, to counter the effects of that nonsense, to protect yourselves. But anyways, fellas, we're going to wrap this one up. If you haven't already, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, share this bad boy out, and I'll see you fellas on the next video. Peace.